Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here with a familiar face. We've interviewed her many times before. It's Jacki Marks, who's the global head of trade brands for ALG Vacations. And we're going to talk a little bit today about what's going on there and a lot of different things that are happening on ALG. And you're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Jacki, great to see you.
Good to see you as well, James. We were just chatting before we got on camera together about all of our travel.
Yeah, well, we're
We're
going to see each
blessed to
other,
be.
going to see each other at least once a month for the next couple of months, I think.
We
But
are. We are.
that's the way it goes. But that's great. I always enjoy seeing you, and then get your
Thank you.
conference in the fall ascend. So now let's start with the big picture. What does the word give back mean to ALG Vacations in 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, I think most people when they hear give back, they know what that means, but ultimately it's much of a bigger movement for us because it's really part of our kindness
Right.
movement that has been such an important part of us. So, whether it's in 2025 or it's rooted in everything that we do, for many, many years, it's not new, it's not changing. It really is it's not a campaign, I should say. It's not a campaign, it's not a catchphrase. The word that I use, it's a commitment. And Give Back is our commitment as part of our kindness campaign, our kindness movement, I should say. And so for us, it's about the purpose and the heart of every part of our business. You, me, and everyone listening, we are really lucky to work and travel, and we don't get to do that without the communities that we serve and the destinations that we sell. So it's not about showing up as a one-time gesture. It's about really building these relationships that lead to real change. And if you know our kindness movement, then pillar two of our kindness movement is all about kindness to others.
No, absolutely. And indeed, kindness has really become part of your corporate culture.
Absolutely. It has been, and I think that sometimes if people didn't know who we were, we didn't maybe show that as much, but it is definitely who we've always been. It's just really nice to embrace this as part of the travel community.
Now, many companies do kind of one-time donations or short campaigns. How is ALGV designing initiatives that really go beyond a moment to create a long-term impact?
Yeah, that's really important to us because over the years, we've always aligned with organizations that can make those more lasting impacts. And we've always invested our time and resources into more than just that one visit that makes everybody feel good. So just giving you one example of that is last year, we visited a school in Cancun that serves children with disabilities. And come to find out when we were spending time with that school that they actually had 7 schools across all of Cancun serving children with various disabilities. And that really led us to say, we can't just help one school. We really do need to be able to help all 7 of these schools. So that took us to our biggest give back ever in the history of the company. And we did that on our Diamond trip in November, where we were able to go back and help all 7 of the schools. And we really understood what they needed. And that was including physical improvement to their space, some help in building gardens that they needed, and play areas. And then even we talked to the school and they said that they serve children with autistic needs and they needed a sensory room. So we built a sensory room for them. So we never look at it as a one and done. We really want to understand what it means to serve and support these different organizations. And so 2025 is just about that. It's sustainable kindness that can really provide that long-term collaboration and then uplift the communities that we're serving. So just giving you one more example, because I'm so passionate about these, is we are doing a multi-year partnership in destination with 2 organizations that we really fell in love with, and that's Mud Love and Fundación Crier. I always have to try to make sure I pronounce that right. But they're organizations that really support vulnerable women, provide health screenings, care facilities. So these are integrated programs that really are ongoing, that are focused on what the community needs.
So those are 2 great examples. Actually, I was going to ask you about examples, and you gave them right away. And I'm sure you have a lot of other examples like that. Now, how do you ensure your givebacks are kind of aligned with the community's actual needs and maybe not just something that looks good from a brand perspective?
Yeah. So, well, when we design our initiatives, it's really including the community in the initiative we're doing and not just designing it for them.
Right.
So we engage those local nonprofit organizations, whether they're public or private organizations. And we really include individuals in those areas who understand the regional needs of what this culture and this organization has. So our givebacks focus on listening, learning, and partnering. When you look at when I mentioned Fundación Crier, we really heard that breast cancer screenings are something that really lack and they don't have the fundings for in underserved communities. So knowing that breast cancer screenings is one of the key needs they have, we're raising funds and we're going to be focusing on that throughout this year. So a lot of these organizations don't get the proper government funding and the support. So we don't know what we don't know. We have to go to these organizations. We need to discuss what their needs are. We need to look at how can we do that? Because to be honest, some of their needs are not things that we physically can do. Like,
Right.
doing electricity work in their building. We have to hire contractors for that. So we go in and we understand where can we actually make a difference. Like adding ceiling fans sounds like such a minor thing, but it is a massive thing in these rooms that are small when children are trying to learn and it's hot. So being able to really do something that isn't going to just paint a room, we do that, we paint rooms, but doing something that's really going to affect the way they operate and the experience of the people in their facility. So that's really what we do. If I could just go back to Mud Love, since we were talking about examples just for a second, because I love them as well.
Right.
We give, as you go to a conference or you attend something, you sometimes get little trinkets or tchotchkes or things, right, that are, at trade show booths or, things that have your brand on it. We really wanted to do something that if we're going to spend money to create a memorable connection with an attendee at a conference, can we give them an item that's going to provide better life for someone else? So Mud Love is an organization in the Dominican Republic that can create different items, but we've purchased bracelets with them and we've purchased kindness bracelets that we give out to people. And through the bracelets that we bought through them, we have provided 586 days of safe and sustainable employment to women who are refugees in the Dominican Republic. So simple changes in things you're going to do anyways, like that, providing some sort of item to a travel advisor. Why not purchase it through an organization like Mud Love, who's giving back to the destinations that we need to be successful?
No, that's absolutely correct. And you go back to your fan. I can't put a ceiling fan in my own house. I don't know how you guys could do it, and you do have to hire for people that. But the examples you gave are things that you actually can do. And in that vein, what role do travel advisors and your other travel partners play in your efforts? Is there a way they can participate or extend the impact themselves?
Absolutely. We cannot do kindness, this movement. We cannot do givebacks without the advisors. They are truly the heart of the kindness movement. And we're actually creating more ways for them to get involved in destination givebacks. And that could be during a FAM. All of our mega FAMs, as we've called them, are having giveback opportunities. Right. So these 150 advisors who get to attend a Cabo FAM, a Punta Cana FAM, or a Cancun FAM are going to have a chance to participate in a giveback. During our elite trips, some of our conferences, and we've actually just did our first ever voluntourism FAM. Oh. So we did a FAM solely dedicated to giving back on that FAM. And it was people who were in our workshop at Ascend on voluntourism, people who had a true desire to learn how to do better at voluntourism. They were invited to participate. And I think it was about 20 agents went just 2 weeks ago and did an entire voluntourism FAM. Beyond that, we provide toolkits that we give the advisors ways that they can do their own give back so they can spread kindness in their own communities. And I really believe kindness is contagious. So giving advisors these tools, I think that creates this kindness carries on. And I'm just going to say it's been scientifically proven. So if you don't believe me that kindness is contagious, there's a lot of science research out there that the more we can get advisors involved and it touches them who touches somebody else. And we even went as far this year, James, to do an opportunity where advisors could write into us on things they were passionate about. And then we provided them monetary donations to their causes and their communities. And I was just incredibly touched by the things that advisors wrote us that they were passionate about and what they wanted to do in their local communities. So I'm loving this interview because this is like my heart is gushing as we talk about all these things that's happening in travel, because travel can truly be a force of good, and kindness is really good for all of our business.
Absolutely, and kudos to your company. Really, you've been a leader in this. I mean, I think the very first time I ever heard of a campaign like this, an ongoing and permanent campaign, was the kindness initiatives that ALG Vacations started a few years back.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's not about credit for us, but it is about hopefully building awareness that everybody wants to be part of it.
Is there anything else you want to tell travel advisors about kindness or any of your other programs?
Yeah, I think this year we are doing our kindness events again in July. And we had 500 advisors apply to be part of our kindness events. I just hope that you all want to apply in 26 and be part of our event next year because those are solely dedicated to giving back, to kindness to ourselves, kindness to others. And the more people that we can bring into this community, the more we're all better. So hope we'll see you at an event soon.
Absolutely. And as you said, kindness is infectious. So
It
it's something
is.
that just keeps growing and everybody can participate. Now, where can travel advisors go to learn more about these initiatives, the kindness and or anything else about ALGV for that matter?
ALGvacations.com. Everything that you need to know, all the resources you need, and all about our kindness movement is on there. All six of our brands can be accessed through ALGvacations.com. And yeah, that's an easy one-stop shop for you.
Fantastic. Well, Jacki, great to see you virtually here. We're going to be seeing a fair amount of each other the next couple of months and different conferences, and I'll look forward to that. And it's such a wonderful initiative that you started, and it just seems to be growing, and I love that about it. And I think people are getting with the program, so to speak.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. We really appreciate you giving us a chance to talk about this.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.